Welcome back to Yahoo Finance Live. Let's head over to Jared Blikre at the New York Stock Exchange. Jared.
I got to tell you, Brian, it's been quite a 24 hours. I was watching the Powell presser yesterday, reading the FOMC statement. I thought it bled hawkish. I thought it was on the hawkish end, and nevertheless, we're seeing a dovish reaction. The corollary is sometimes if you see something that's bearish, a bearish news item, and you get a market reaction that is bullish, well, that's in rally. The market wants to be in rally mode. So let's go to the Wi-Fi Interactive, tracking the S&P 500. Finally broke to the upside, broke this downward trend line yesterday. We've seen two of these days before where we have back-to-back rallies. I'm going to circle another one. This was back in late February. I think a third close at a higher level is going to be necessary to confirm the strength here, but nevertheless, I'm looking at this as pretty bullish. Also want to take a look at the VIX. The VIX is coming down nicely. Bonds, well, bonds are their own story. We have the 10-year T-note, the 5-year, basically the entire yield curve hitting multi-year highs yesterday. The 30-year actually came down just a bit. That was really interesting. Yield curve is definitely flattening, and nevertheless, market seems to want to be in rally mode. Also, the U.S. dollar index coming down. All these signals are just kind of telling a story. But again, we need to wait until the close to get further evidence of that. Here's the sector action. We're seeing energy in the lead. That's up about 2.5%. Crude oil has been quite the story. Crude oil now in a bear market. We've been tracking the big moves in commodities. I think this cycle is over, but it's transitory. I'm expecting higher prices. I think there's going to be another wave of inflation. We're only going to need another catalyst, and it looks like Russia, Ukraine, that conflict is taking a backseat. That could amp up even more. Also taking a look at the Fed. The Fed is now behind us. That was a huge, huge meeting. And also it's the middle of March. There's a saying that has to do with Rome that I hate saying on the air because I think it's really overused, but this is a good historically time to buy securities. So all in all, I'm fairly constructively bullish here, but with a couple of caveats, guys.
Jared, you can't just hit me with a saying. I have to come back with buy the rip, sell the dip. That's what I always hear. Jared Blikre, thanks so much. Stay dry. It's raining in the city.